Hi everyone, this is my final composition for the 4 weeks of 2D exercises that we've been doing. Before I go into talking about the story, I would like to explain the process of how I came about this composition. I decided to revisit all the techniques and the exercises that we did, and looking through our workbook blog, I've found resonated to the type of techniques and exercises and tried to combine everything for this final story. As you can see, I decided to split the composition in half to create a balance between the dark energy and the good energy that surrounds the lion dance. And this is the main story I want to tell, this battle for balance, as it seems, because as you can see, the dark energy is quite powerful and it surrounds most of the top frame, whereas the good energy, it's overwhelming. Even though it's in scale it's slightly smaller, but it is the flames are sort of surpassing bleeds through the outer edge of the frame. So this sort of communicates that the overwhelming power and the passion of the force that's emitted by the lion dance is sort of moving through. I think this sort of creates a sort of a tension between the scale and the enormity of the dark energy and the dynamics of the good energy. Now let's look into the texture that I decided to use for the dark energy and the transition of how it sort of breaks down and dissipates due to the good energy. So I decided to use the texture that I had outside, and I decided to crunch up the paper. So the crunching up of the paper and how it blends into the lines sort of represents this imbalance of energy, like you would see here. And then as it smooths out and it comes down, it just dissipates into small lines to dashes to dots, and the paper sort of transitions into the smoothness which is sort of brought by the lion dance. So that's the main story I want to tell, and I've sort of used that colour to signify the really positive energy. The yellow and the red, the analogous colours, sort of really helps communicate that. It's like a sort of a wave or a strong force that's coming through. And there were also sort of sub stories that I wanted to tell. Now let's have a look at the individuals of the story. So that's the lion, the laughing Buddha, and the drum. I've decided to use the texture of my fingerprint to represent the individual, and now we can see how I've done it with the lion. I decided to use the red dots and try to combine that to represent the paws of the lion. So this signifies that the individual doesn't become a lion until they dance a lion dance with passion. So this is why the dots are red, and this is why it's also interconnected to all the other elements and characters of the dance. So if the lion and the laughing Buddha represents the individual, the drum represents the group. It is through the drum that we get, or the group that we learn the line dance from, and it is through the drum that controls the dance. The drum is sort of, because there's so many fingerprints there, I wanted to represent the community and the society that I'm part of, and how the society teaches the individual, the lion, to become the lion itself. And I find that, because sometimes the lion dance can be too centered to the individual or the lion, and once you become a lion dancer, you sort of, after you become a lion dancer, you sort of get a big head and you forget about the community that has brought you to become a good line dancer. And so this is why I wanted to out of all the elements, all the characters, the sense of community that interacts and feeds all the individuals to help them help create that good energy that permeates against the bad energy. I think there's sort of multiple layers in the story, and this is sort of the overarching story that I want to tell, and as you go closer, I want to tell this whole interaction between the individual and the group. And I think that this comes from understanding the indigenous knowledge concepts of respect, care, know, and share. I guess this is the story that I want to share with the members of my group, and how the community provides or builds the individual, and as a group we can sort of push through the bad energy. And whereas this over here, if we look at it from far away, it's just a simple concept of the breakdown of energy through a lion dance. So I think that's all I have to say, and thank you for your time, everyone, and good luck with the next project.